First question, Eric Hansen.
Hey, Jason.
Hello.
Hey, what was it like not having to deal with the option this week? And when did you kind of feel a rhythm in this game that you guys felt like?
I would say as a team, as a defense, it was great finally going back to normal football and like be able to play like what we've been doing through camp and like what we've been practicing since the spring and just being able to go through our base like 4 down and 3 and 5 down like looks and go against another team that runs regular offense. And I feel like it was way better this week preparing for them, preparing for Tennessee State.
And then can you speak to, just kind of bringing in waves of people and there really not being a drop-off?
I would just say that has to do with like the way our defense is trained by the coaches and like Coach Freeman and Coach Golden. We just like make sure that it's an emphasis that each person, whichever wave it is, first group, second group, third group, just like plays with the same keys, like great communication and finishing on the ball and just like winning the interval each and every play.
Front row on your left, Jack Sobel.
Jason, can you kind of take us through the block kick? How did you manage to get a piece of that, and what was your reaction to that?
So before the snap, me and Riley were like, "Hey, let's blow up this guard." Ball snap. Me and him, we get low, we get really low, go through hit the guard's chest, and then like I just put my hand up, and luckily it hit. So thankful for that.
And then Coach Freeman was just here. He said that the defense had some self-inflicted mistakes in that first drive that you guys got corrected. Can you kind of speak to that and how you guys got some of those corrected?
I would just say just like not sweating it, just like being able to like each one play, one life. Like one play, something goes bad, it's okay, reset, and just next play, and then like on to the next. And that's what we were able to do that first drive.
Second row on your right, Austin Hall.
Over here, sorry. A lot of talk about coming into this game about the history, first time Notre Dame's played an FCS school and HBCU. What does it mean for you to be part of a game like this?
Honestly, it's been great. I love the environment this weekend. The Tennessee State fans were able to bring, and I feel like it was a great experience for not only us not only for the football team, but just the whole campus in general. So it was great. 10 out of 10.
Second row on your left, Tyler James.
Jason, is the defensive tackle position specifically, how did you guys sort of approach the week knowing that you'd be without Gabe and being able to shore up the interior defensive line without him?
Oh, well, that's just like everyone just staying ready. Donovan, Tyson, Brendan Vernon, they did a great job of being able to stay ready and make sure that like when their number is called, they're ready and there was no drop-off there. Yeah. Thank you.
Tim Brewster, go ahead. Third row.
Jason, when we talked to you in the spring, this was all kind of new to you. You were just like putting yourself in the running for playing time. Now you have 2 games under your belt. Can you explain what some of the experiences have been like for you?
I would just say like the whole entire experience of just playing has been great. Coming in here from Rhode Island, just didn't really expect to like really just like play. And now that I am playing, just like great experience. Be on the field with my brothers and just like be able to fight and just like it's been a great experience all in all.
Second row, far left, Pete Byrne.
Hey, Jason, 2 games now you guys have not let your opponent get into the end zone. Just kind of how much of a point of pride is that for you guys?
I would say it's big, but that's like our expectation. That's our standard as a defense. We like want to make sure we leave teams with no touchdowns and no scores. That's like our goal. Like last game, us letting them score 3 points was like we were upset about that. Like we just want to make sure that like this defense this year, we just want to make sure we hold teams and just make sure we're dominant, no matter who we face.
Down in front on your left, Tyler Horka.
Jason, I know you're on the other side of the ball, but what does it do for the entire team to have a leader as charismatic as Sam Hartman? It looks like, obviously, with that touchdown celebration, Freeman just joked about it. It seems like he's kind of galvanized the whole group.
He's great. We all love him from defense to offense. He's a great job being like interactive with us, like talking to us. Like as a defensive player, like I really don't need to be talking to Sam, but he just like comes up to me, says, "Hey, good luck this game. Like do this, go kill him," And it just like motivates me because it's just like, hey, this is a quarterback who's just like everyone knows him. He has like no reason to be talking to me, but hey, he's like giving me support and like showing me that he cares. He does it for the whole team.
Third row on your right, Terrence Moore.
Jason, with games coming up against Ohio State, Southern Cal, and Clemson, how do you guys keep from looking ahead and just concentrating on the task right now?
One play, one life, one game, one life. So we're just looking at the game ahead. So next week, all we're thinking about right now is NC State. Those games will come, and we're just like, our worry is just to like reach our full potential, and by doing that, we have to win each game each week. So we're just worried about the game at hand.
Do you guys talk about that between yourselves?
No, not really. I mean, like I guess it's like cool green jerseys, something like that, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, no.
All right, we'll start down in front on your right, John Price.
Hey, Sam. real quickly, the timeouts, the series that you get before halftime, just the confidence that you already have earned from Marcus Freeman and the staff. What do you attribute that to, and how much do you maybe relish those situations?
I mean, I think, it starts up front, and I said that last week, but man, it really does. I mean, I think that our coaching staff and Coach Freeman and Coach Parker understand the ability that our O-line has to protect when we need them. And then obviously the guys can create space and get open on the outside and at tight end position. And you saw as running backs too. I mean, we checked the ball down, and Stephen Jelly's throwing 70-yard bombs, but they're pretty easy bombs to me. But no, it was great. It was great to see. We hadn't been in that situation yet where we could really just let it fly and drive and put something together in a 2-minute fashion going into the half. And again, those are important in a lot of games, so it was great to get some work at it.
You referenced Angeli. That was going to be my next question. I know it's been like a decade since your first college game, but the experience for Steve, how valuable is that he got real meaningful experience today?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, both him and Kenny. It's nothing like I've ever experienced to play here. With the fan support, the student section, they were chanting Minchie's name at the end and all that stuff. That's not everywhere. That's not something that goes on at every school. So I know that they're grateful for it, grateful for the student section, and grateful for the opportunity. And they did really, really well. So it was really cool to see.
Second row, far left, Pete Byrne.
Sam, I'm curious what you thought about your first experience here at Notre Dame Stadium.
Oh, it was surreal. I mean, from the get-go, right? Doing mass, coming out to. I mean, they were, a lot of the guys were saying this is one of the bigger crowds they've seen just on the walk, and I mean, for me, it's all big. So it was surreal. I got to see my parents. I missed them, so my mom's probably mad at me 'cause I didn't give her a hug, but we'll hopefully make up for that at some point. But it was great. I mean, I think it's this experience, this process for me has been so cool, and obviously we got a lot of ball left to play and a lot of moments and memories still to make, but. A great one to start with, and obviously a very historic event for Notre Dame and for TSU as well. I mean, those guys played really, really hard, and hats off to them. They're gonna have a really good year, and it was a cool moment, I think, for our team, myself, and especially Notre Dame.
Back row on your right, Matt Locke.
My question was about your first experience at Notre Dame, so instead I'll ask you about the flip and the celebration. Was that something that was planned, or was that heat of the moment?
I mean, I've been doing that one for a while. It's kind of the gladiator that got ripped off today after sliding. It's kind of the man in the arena, are you not entertained type deal. It's a little me guy move, so I'm a little disappointed in it, but sometimes it just comes out. But no, I mean, it was not premeditated. It just kind of happened, and the flip wasn't definitely premeditated, kind of happened. But, you got to get out there and move around a little bit, so it was fun.
Third row on your left, Tyler Reading.
Your ability to spread the football around and find different targets has really been notable through the first two games. What do you trace that back to, and why is that so valuable to you as a quarterback?
I would probably put it to the schemes. I mean, I think when you're comfortable as a quarterback to trust that you know what's going on and where guys are going to be, and then you trust that your guys from top to bottom are going to be there. And I know, I think like 8 people scored today, and I'm sure there was numerous guys that got catches, and that's a special part of this offense and really our team. There's not one guy that's got to carry the load. You can dish it to anybody, and at any moment they're going to make explosive plays like JT down the side or coming across the middle. I mean, he made like 6 guys miss. Rico at the end of the game. I mean, you can go down the line, right? Like JD taking the ball and just going, right? It's Audric, obviously. So, I mean, you can just go down everybody, and it's like you get them in space, you're in trouble.
Down in front on your right, Pete Sampson.
Sam, I was curious, in the first half, the flow of the game on the sidelines, you have a lot of conversation with Coach Freeman, before series, after series. Is that strategy? Is it approach? Like, what do you guys talk about in those moments? Is it just like joking around?
It just depends. Sometimes it's the weather, sometimes it's super serious football talk. I mean, I think we have a great relationship. I mean, I think it's been very humbling or whatever you want to call it, experience to, play for him and be a part of his team. He's second to none. I think there's many, qualities that he possesses as a coach and, as a man and as a father. I'm older, so, we're closer in age. So, it's kind of like
Big brother-ish relationship, but also a head coach relationship when it needs to be. And it's something that I cherish and value a lot, and appreciate, his mentorship and his ability to kind of do what he does in the spotlight he has and handle everything that's thrown at him like a pro.
Staying in the front on your left, Jack Sobel.
Sam, at the end of the first half, I think it was like game and a half with no receptions for tight ends. Then you get hit Mitch 3 times in a row, and Stays gets a touchdown. What was working between you guys on that drive?
We just decided we're only throwing the tight end. No, I'm just kidding. That's what it felt like, right? We came in and, that's in the back of your head. But, no, I think that it's, again, there was times last week where they could have gotten the ball and, sometimes just, what the defense is going to give you. But, yeah, I mean, they put in a lot of the dirty work, and, you like to see them get, reciprocated for their actions. And, again, it's, there could be another game where they don't get the ball. It could be another game where they get the ball the whole time. And, kind of going back to the beginning is just at any point anybody can get the ball, and it's just when they get it in space, you better be ready.
And after Steve took over, it looked like you were, you had the white penny on, signaling plays with the headset on. How was that important to kind of stay involved there?
Oh yeah, I mean I think it's some of it's to keep Steve at ease, and I think he did an incredible job, and really proud of him. And obviously the future of Notre Dame is set and in good hands, and I think that's just, a part of it. You're not you're signaling or you're scouting, charting, so it's part of it.
Our last question for Sam will be third row on the right, Terrence Moore.
Yeah, a two-parter. First of all, having been in the ACC, what kind of things can you tell your team about North Carolina State so they're not perhaps complacent and to overlooking them? And again, the second part would be, you become very popular in the Notre Dame nation. Can you give one example where you consider yourself, gee whiz, I finally arrived here. I can understand the mystique of here at Notre Dame.
I mean, I don't. The second part of that question sticking out. I don't know. I mean, I think it's. That's the position that's the quarterback position you kind of receive, and it's greatly appreciated. Something that it's fleeting. I think that's something that I've learned that. In the good and the bad, that stuff isn't always there. So I would say, as a rule of thumb, never lean on it, never get too caught up in it, because it'll go away very quickly. And then to answer your first question, NC State, there's no overlooking here. I understand the challenge. We understand the challenge at hand, especially on the road. Played there last year. It's a very hostile environment. Their fans are going to bring it. They're not going to like us. We understand that there's a huge challenge. Obviously, their offense with Brandon Armstrong, a friend of mine who's an incredibly talented player and an offensive scheme from, when he played at Virginia. A lot of trickeration. Then their defense is always strong. Coach Durant, they got them. Their linebacker core is always one of the best in the nation. D-line's always going to be strong. Their secondary's got some dudes. So it's going to be a challenge, and obviously any game on the road in college football is always, another degree harder. And when you factor in it's NC State, it's all the tests that we need and we're gonna face.
All right, thank you very much, Sam.
Awesome, go Irish.
Austin Huff, second row on your right.
Yeah, just take us through the pick six play.
I wanted to say it was like just a sprint out pass. We just happened to be in a good coverage for the sprint out pass, and we practiced. So we pretty much threw it right to me after that, honestly.
It almost looked like a targeted play to you.
Yeah, I thought I was the receiver.
And then, the defense hasn't allowed a touchdown in the first 2 games. Just how much kind of pride do you guys take in that fact through 2 games?
I think we take a lot of pride in it for sure. I mean, we just want to be obviously dominant no matter who we play. So that's great. That's a great thing, just take a pride in that, not allowing to score.
Second row on your left, Tyler James.
Clarence, I think we've seen you play some safety, some nickelback. You obviously have a history of playing cornerback here. Why have you been able to be so versatile this season?
Well, first, I just think the coaches just trying me at different spots that make to help the team, and I'm up for the challenge. I don't mind changing a little bit, adding more tools to the game.
Do you feel like because you're a veteran player, you're more capable of being able to handle all those different responsibilities?
That could be so, but I think it's that I have some of the different tools that I could do. Yeah.
Third row, staying on your left, Tyler Reedy.
Yeah, Clarence, you had a couple different instances during the game where defensive plays led to major changes on the offensive side. The blocked field goal turned into the offensive run of touchdowns, then the missed field goal turned into the score just before the half. What kind of difference does it make to you when the defense can make those type of plays that can alter the momentum of the game so significantly?
I mean, I for sure love those type of plays because, like, I feel like we all just feeding off one another after that. There's pretty much more and more energy, so I for sure love the energy.
Down in front on your left, Tyler Horka.
Jadarian, 2 games, 2 touchdowns. Just how good does it feel for that to be the case, knowing everything you've gone through in the last year?
Oh, it's a blessing, and I couldn't do it without my teammates with me along the way, my recovery process, everything, the preparation we did over the fall camp, all that.
It was another game where Audric kind of leads the way for you guys, but also getting a lot of other guys involved in the backfield. What's it like to kind of be a part of that? I know you guys knew that was going to be the case going in, but through 2 games, it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Audric definitely sets the tone every week, every practice, and I'm grateful to have him as a teammate. And I definitely take some things after him. You know, he's powerful. I feel like I got to go in there and match the same energy, so I'm very grateful for that.
Third row on your left, Jose Sanchez.
Hi, Jadarian. What can you tell me about your offensive line and how they help you do your job?
Oh, they're great. I mean, before every play, we're in the huddle. Make sure, give them a fist bump, you know, make sure we got some camaraderie. And, you know, I feel like they're the best in the country. It's Notre Dame. It's Lineman University. So I'm very blessed to have them as my teammates as well.
Staying on your left, Tyler James, second row.
JD, on your touchdown play, did you realize in the moment what Steve had done to get the ball to you, or is that something you saw on replay to see how he got out of the pocket to get you the ball?
So, yeah, right before the play, I was actually imagining in my head. Like, I do that. I imagine success in my head before a play, and I imagine that, actually. And just the fact that it was, you know, Steve's my best friend. He's my roommate. It just happened to be him. I happened to be his first touchdown pass. It doesn't get any better than that. And, yeah, it's just make sure I celebrate with the team and, you know, because it's a group effort. But, yeah, it was pretty crazy to realize, you know, I'm going in the end zone laughing because I'm like, Steve just threw me a touchdown, so.
What's it been like to see him handle the increased reps both last week and this week and getting some opportunities to get out there with the offense?
I think he's very grateful. You know, we have long talks about what we could learn from and just improve on after every practice, after every game. As I said, he's my roommate, so we share those experiences of success, loss, anything. So.
Front row on your left, Kyle.
Hey, Jadarian. I think we saw you walk off in street clothes after the game. Was that accurate, and are you going to be available next week? Any injury concerns?
Oh, no injuries. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't you. But anyway, going back to Stephen Jelly, I know Sam Hartman, obviously a different professional sense of a quarterback here, but then being in the huddle with Angeli, what kind of command does he have of the offense, and how have you really seen him grow this season and going into the game today?
You know, one thing compared to last season, Steve's really, you know, become a better leader, and that's props to Sam. Sam's a great guy. He's got a lot of experience. He takes Steve under his wing, and, you know, Steve being my best friend, my roommate, I learned things from him as well. You know, he knows a lot. He knows the game. He's smart, but one thing I really appreciate is just his energy coming to the huddle and making sure the linemen are energized as well, because, you know, they go at it every time, and they can get tired. But Steve's a good guy. He's good at doing that as a leader.
Second row on your right, Austin Huff.
Hey, Jadarian, a lot of this game was kind of, you know, the history of this moment. You know, Tennessee State coming in as an HBCU, first time Notre Dame's ever played one of those. What did it mean to you to be part of this game and this whole experience this week playing an historic team like Tennessee State?
It was huge for me. You know, we have an African-American head coach, so that's a huge thing. But also, I have relatives who went to an HBCU, not Tennessee State exactly, but they went to HBCU. So they actually came to the game, and it was huge for them seeing a program like Notre Dame give a chance to an HBCU school. And I think it's a good thing for our history of college football overall, but Notre Dame as well, and I think we're leading on to some great things in the future.